Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion is the shift in consciousness, a message for all ground crew. I've just completed a new book called Explaining the Shift in Consciousness. What I have done with this book is I have taken the third book of the New Paradigm Trilogy, the Becoming book, and I have translated the book with modern interpretations to update it from when it was written 20 years ago. The original Becoming book was 188 pages. This new book, 425 pages. For those members who call themselves ground crew and read these books, they may be wondering where it was going and what it was referring to. Ideally, ground crew is here to help humanity achieve a shift in consciousness through focused intent. A lot of what was written in the Becoming book was very enigmatic and hard to understand. All three of the New Paradigm books had valid information in them, and some of it was enigmatic. But the Becoming book was the most enigmatic of all because it was more of a prognostication of future events from the time the book was written in 1999. We're in the middle of a number of these events right now on our planet. With this translation and explaining the shift in consciousness, all the ground crew that's read the New Paradigm books can get updated information with new perspectives in this new volume. It's going to provide a lot of answers to questions that you may have had over the years after reading those books, and it's going to provide serious answers in reference to the shift in consciousness. Ever since before the 2012 Mayan prophecy, this shift in consciousness stuff has been circulating in the marketplace. And every year it seems some group is coming out and saying, well, the shift in consciousness is going to occur on this date or that date. And naturally, the dates come and the dates go, and there's no shift in consciousness because most of the people that are pushing that idea have no concept what it's about, or how it's going to be achieved, if it is achieved. Explaining the shift in consciousness provides the explanations about how it can come about, what ground crew's specific purpose is to help facilitate this shift in consciousness. And it's not going to be some type of free giveaway, as so many of these spiritual ideologues tell you. It's going to require work. And so what I do in explaining the shift in consciousness is I explain the more enigmatic in the Becoming book. The entire Becoming book is duplicated in this book, with areas of it highlighted in bold and underlined with my own commentary to clarify the areas that may have been regions of confusion in the book. So you're basically getting two books in one. Reprint of the Becoming book, plus you're getting everything that I've written, which is the same size or more than what was in the Becoming book. I've got it priced reasonably, but you folks that claim to be ground crew, that feel that you are ground crew, that have the inner push to be doing something, you need to get your hands on this book, because a lot of the things that you've been wondering about are going to be explained in this volume. This is not light reading for people that are just curious or that aren't serious about helping bring about this shift in consciousness, because it's going to require work. It's not going to be handed to people for no effort, and this is expressed in all the New Paradigm books, and it's expressed in the Becoming book in no uncertain terms in many places. And so my explanations of the Becoming book fill in the blanks where maybe ground crew folks didn't understand fully what was going on at the time they read them. The Becoming book of those three is the most important now because we are living in the midst of what was forecasted to take place 20 years ago. So if you're ground crew and you want to know what to do and to understand this whole shift in consciousness scenario, you need to get your hands on this book. I'll also notice that I've got my Into the Hinterlands book, which is more advanced standing for second cognition, comprehension, and consciousness. That's available now. I'm in the process of writing the follow-up book, Mission Earth, Advanced Messages for PSOYCA Crew, PSOYCA Ground Crew, which I'll get released whenever I get finished writing it, which is going to have even more expansive explanations about things. But if you believe that you're ground crew, if you've got that inner push and you want to understand what's going on based on the new paradigm books and how it crossfoots with our modern world situation, you need to read this book. I've kept it priced reasonably for the size of the book so it doesn't break everybody's piggy bank. So putting the announcement out there, this whole shift in consciousness ideology has to be rethought. There hasn't been anybody that I've read or listened to on YouTube or elsewhere that has this thing figured out in the pragmatic manner in which it was laid out in Becoming. It's all been based on fantasy expectations with no pragmatism and no sobriety. This book brings pragmatism and sobriety into the equation. And so if you want to get a real world, real life situations, you need to read this book. This isn't just book hype. The people that have read it, that have helped me edit the book, have read it, and it has altered their perceptions tremendously, as it will alter yours. So those of you doing the work, stay the course. Don't give up on yourselves.